could say of this championship decider. I mean, look, we're treating you that much. You've got 2 parts to a title decider, and if it wasn't tense before, you can guarantee that it is tense now. So, I mean, we've got a Banshee strangely on pole, which I don't know if that's good or bad for the environment, but he's there either way, and there's not a lot we could do to change it. So let's all see. Gav, you excited for the second half of?
Yes, I am. To be honest, no idea what's going to happen, but do you know what? Let's just go for it. And people just need to remember to start on the tyres they were on.
I think I'm not going to say too much, but I think it's almost becoming like it's scripted. You saying I'm going to lead the race, I'm going to back the rest of the field up. You said safety car. You never said glitch though. You never called that part.
No, I didn't. You're right.
But anyway, we are here. We are back, and you can be damn sure this is going to be one hell of a 13-lap race. I think it's 13 laps. I hope it is.
Yep.
But I think
sprint.
It is a sprint. Well, it's as good as a sprint. But this is the new grid. We have 16 cars lined up. We're going around on the formation lap. Stu, any things you picked up from who you think could clinch this or whatever from the first part of the race?
Well, like we saw pre-safety car, Mark and Chris Bailey got absolutely blistering pace, so
they definitely have.
I think obviously the fresh tyres everyone's going to have is going to take away the sort of advantage they had before the race, before the restart, sorry. So I think them trying to get back up to where they were might be a bit of a challenge now.
Yeah.
But I still think it's down to them to take the win.
Yeah, I would agree. Looks like everyone's correct with the tyres they have on, so I think everyone's listened and gone with what they should have done. Scott's on his soft tyres. You're going to be quick off the line, Scott.
I hope so.
I'd like to think so.
Scott will be first by the end of the lap.
Banshee's just going to see a flying retro Williams up his inside. He's going to be like, what?
Yes.
And we're going to have a squealing Banshee into turn 1.
No. I am really worried about turn 1. I'm sitting here going, oh no.
We're either going to see brilliant racing or carnage, and I'm not sure which one I'd prefer to see. Obviously, great racing, but if we see carnage, then wow. But it's just a shame, you know. Obviously, we were having a great race the first half, and then sadly a glitch cost Mark. So I think starting from the halfway point is a fair way to see this championship out in style, because no matter who wins it, they've all driven like champions this season. So I think finishing it with them all on track, well, as much as we can, unless it happens again, but it's legit a mistake, then there's not much else we can do, is there?
Haven't we basically just like Michael Massey the race, just at a different track?
Yeah.
Shh, don't say that. Yes, we have.
Paul DeMassey.
Yeah. Basically, Gav is now all of a sudden become Michael Massey, being the race leader. He's controlling the pace, controlling what safety cars come out. He's controlling everything.
I will be honest, this is probably one of the slowest formation laps ever.
You're telling me?
Oh, we've got a rumble in JEDDAH.
The jungle.
I was going to say the jungle, but then
72 degrees, my tyres. I can't get anything into them. I know you like it cold up there.
Mine's a 78. It's fine. It's.
Oh, we have banter in the comms box. Oh, it's the you can cut the tension with a knife right now for this championship battle.
See, if this was on video as well, you would just see this huge smile across my face right now, just because it's nervousness, but it's excitement at the same time. It's like people have been saying on the ideas and requests we should have a sprint race. We're having one.
Well, technically, this could yes. Everyone's still going to have to pay again, though. That is for sure.
True, yes.
Mandatory pit stop.
There is still a mandatory pit stop. So, but we've got the 16th car, which I think is who is that? Oh, it is SFR Energy Dan, now pulling into his grid slot. We've got a Banshee on pole, which is something I haven't seen in a very long time. But he is there, and we are 1 light, 2 lights, 3, 4, 5, and this time it is for the last time. Go! And how's Banshee started? Not let me see anything, but Banshee seems to have got away well. But so does JEDDAH. He's on the inside. Mark's also there with Gav. Oh, it looked like a bit of a wheel bang, but Mark seems to have maybe got out in front of Gav here, but they're side by side heading down into turn 4. And Mark seems to, yeah, Mark is through on Gav with Reese very closely behind Gav now, but he's also side by side into the first sector. That is very brave. It's the high speed section of sector 1. Chris Bailey's still there, sat there, P5, ready to pounce.
Tell you, Reese is rapid.
He is.
He's on the soft as well.
He's on the soft tyres, so, and he's up the inside at the banking. I think Reese is going to be one to watch in this first stint for sure. But there is cars between Mark and Chris at this point, and one of them is the Scottish Banshee himself. So, what are you going to say, Gav?
I was going to say that I got really bad wheel spin off the start, and JEDDAH was kind of alongside me. I will be honest, I am not getting involved in this championship battle. Mr. Bailey can proceed past. But yeah, it was just going into that first corner. It was just, you don't want to crash into anybody, and you're like, no.
Yeah, and before we know it, there is now no cars between the blowhole and Mark. These two are glued together on points, on track, everywhere. It is coming. It's going to go down to the final lap here. I can feel it, and I'm not sure my heart is ready for it. But I think it's going to happen. Reese is absolutely flying, but Mark did keep with him down the straight. Morgan, anyone you watching at the minute?
Yeah, watching a bit of a battle in midfield between Dynamite, Hornet, and Energy John's caught up as well. So
yeah, Dynamite seems to have made a few places up. Actually, he seems to have had a good start early on.
Nothing new there.
No, yeah, we all know about his starts. Carl's still down in P13, the Challenger Tier champion. He's not having a very championship winning race today, but he's there. Must be holding him back. It's the weight of the gold. I've just seen Scott go very wide and
extremely wide.
Yeah, new line for you there. But Reese is now harrying JEDDAH for the lead. It looks like Reese is coming for this. He's going to be pushing and pushing. Them soft tyres are working beautifully for him, and he's made very good use of them early on, because if he was going to win this, he had to make places up. But they're coming into the final sector. There is still no DRS yet. That will come in from the next lap. But Chris is closing on Mark. There's only 3 tenths separating them two, but again, no DRS. But how much battery is Chris going to use down here? He's only on 30% already. Chris has used an awful lot of battery. How much has Mark got? Mark is currently on 78, so Mark is not using so much at this moment in time, which could leave advantage later on in the race for Mark. However, Chris is closing. Is he going to get the job done? Obviously, Mark's used a bit of his battery. Chris is there. He's not made a move around the outside, and Mark has defended beautifully there. That is incredible. Gav is also under a bit of pressure from Lorpy here.
Yeah, he's just a little bit quick.
Yeah, he looks like it. I mean, your tyres look like they're struggling already, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not happy, man.
Oh, he's got a bit wide there, Gab, and Lorpy is through. Kid Dynamite, but now you've got the relentless Kid Dynamite on your rear. So,
do you know what? I said I'm not getting involved in this championship, so I'm not fighting him, because I am not being the one that causes issues.
So we've got Gav letting him through. So currently, Gav is, you're still the leader currently of Challenger. Oh, has something happened to Scott?
Yeah, a little bit squirrely.
Oh, a bit of a moment there for Gav. Scott. I'm getting so lost with the names. The championship battle is getting to my head. Morgan, what are you watching currently?
So I'm bored with Chris. We've still got 0.4 of a second gap to Mark, so
he has.
DRS open, he's closing it again.
He is. He's gonna go. Is he gonna go inside, outside? He's just done the little shimmy. It looked like he was going outside. He's got on the inside, and he's through on Mark at this moment in time. But Mark is also it's going to be Chris who gets DRS here, isn't it? No, Mark's got DRS. So is he going to be able to remake the move? Oh, it's 4D chess. It's like Leclerc versus Verstappen all over again. But Mark, is he going to make the move down the inside? No, he's not quite close enough. He couldn't close. He didn't have enough closing speed there to get him. But Reese is in the lead. Reese is already 2.5 seconds clear as well. Reese has some real pace on those soft tyres, Morgan.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the delta is between the softs and the mediums, but obviously it's definitely doing Reese some good around this first stint of this new race.
Yeah, it is. He's really, like, his start was incredible as well. It looked like he had next to no wheel spin. He was like a flash off that line. Absolutely incredible. But Mark is still within DRS, heading around the banking here. I think he's,
I've got a bit of wing damage.
Oh no, that's not good for Gav. So, what was it? Contact with Julian Shune?
No, it was one of the walls I clipped.
Oh, it's not
gone.
Oh, Scott is round. He's had a spin, but he's still going. No damage by the looks of it, Scott. Or have you?
Wing damage.
Bit of wing damage. Oh, well.
Silly move by me.
I'm sure there's always a chance of the famous SC round here, so that could always bring you back into play later in the race. However, yep.
I was going to say it's a question now whether I just stick the softs on and risk the tyre degradation, but...
I mean, 7 laps, 8 laps on a set.
Demidad's in the pits.
Demidad is in the pits.
Kid Dynamite in the pits, I think it is.
Yes, Kid Dynamite is also in the pits as well. What I'm guessing they're both going to go for soft tyres. Well, Demidad definitely has. What's Energy Dan going for as well? Energy Dan looks as though he's going, softs. Ryan Barber says, come on T-sider. Energy Dan's got a wing change.
Car is horrible.
Sorry,
got a screaming because
we've got a screaming Banshee.
I didn't force Carl out there deliberately. I literally just have no front end grip, and Simba's gonna come past me as well. But you know what? I know when to give up.
A safety car can still save your race here, as it can do at any point. Yes.
Scott will know this as well. It's the first sector that you're absolutely scunnered because the car just does not have any turning ability.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it, because that's the one where you got like the tightest and the twistiest turns as well, isn't it? So whereas all the rest are virtually flat out, so you should be pretty okay through there in the middle and last sector. Maybe the final corner you have a bit of a problem as well. But
no, the final corner was actually really good.
Oh, okay. I thought that might be
traction out that corner.
We're not going to talk about your traction now. I'm questioning its legality. 5 seconds for Chris Bailey. He's sped in the pit lane. That is massive. Mark didn't appear to get anything, but wow, that's got huge championship implications, Morgan.
Sure has. That was Mark could even risk a track limits penalties because he'd only get the 3, so.
Yeah, and then he just needs to. Yeah, he does. He is. You would probably say now, definitely looking like he's in pole position, and almost as if he's got one hand on the title. Not to put any pressure on you, of course, Mark, but that's how it looks currently. Reese, though, 12.1 seconds is his lead out in front. I know.
Though, it's interesting where they come out of the pits though, because Chris is in front of Demidad and Mark's behind him, so
he is. Yeah, that could play into Chris's hands, definitely. Mark will have to be reasonably aggressive with gaming Demidad here, I think. But it's interesting to see that Chris has actually jumped Demidad, but Mark didn't. Yet they were only separated by about 9/10 of a second before the pit stop. So, but Mark is already closing. Yeah, exactly. That's true. That is, but Mark is closing, but they are only in the middle sector. But Mark will get his DRS, and they're going to be heading into the final sector now. The DRS activation point is here, so Mark will continue to close. He needs to dispatch Demidad very quickly, and then just keep that gap to what it needs to be to Chris Bailey to win this title. But is he going to make the move? No, he's not going to make it to the final corner, but he's going to be praying that he gets a good exit here, and he does. Mark is, I think he's going to fly past Demidad down the straight here. He's already moved it out. He's going to be passed before the start finish line. He is, and Mark is now the next car behind Chris Bailey. And Chris Bailey Still has his 5 seconds, but Kid Dynamite is now flying as well and saying this championship is not done for me just yet. But it's going to take, I think, a miracle for Kid to win it at this point, but he's still there with a fighting chance. The Banshee's pitted for softs.
I have, yep. Front wing replaced. I'm now coming after the Lion King himself.
A Banshee and Lion King double act. We've seen that before in MRC, and we could be about to see it again very soon. Morgan, anyone you're watching here?
I'm seeing Chris Bailey is on the gearbox of Carl. Unfortunately, Carl's got the 6-lap old mediums on. Surprised he hasn't gone for the softs yet, but this should be another pretty easy pass for Chris.
It is, and I mean, Carl is playing, he's sort of holding Chris up here, and it could end up meaning Mark can catch up. And obviously it's the last thing Chris needs, but Chris is going to have DRS, and I think he's going to pass him with flying colours before they get to the final corner. He's already passed pretty much, so his DRS is working a treat for him. But Mark is now coming up to the back of these two. However, Demidad is still within the second of Mark. Could Demidad throw a spanner in the works here for Mark? Because we're going to go on board with this, because Demidad's got DRS on Mark, and the last thing Mark needs is him getting past. He doesn't. He seems to just be a bit too far back. But Demidad's, he's gone very wide into turn 1, so that's going to cost him, and I think Mark will now be able to breathe a breath of fresh air. But Reese, 21 seconds, but Reese still has to pit. So is Chris Bailey going to be the net leader? It looks as though he could be at the moment, but Mark is already closing on Carl as well. So this, I think Mark's going to be getting Carl probably into the banking here. Is he going to make a move? Not just yet. I think it's going to be very similar to what happened, but Chris has already pulled 2 seconds over Carl. So this is really costing Mark right now. He needs to try and dispatch Carl.
Carl's time to decide whether he wants to be involved in the championship.
It is. I think this is Carl's moment to be like, okay, I'm involved in this. I am the champion. I don't have to move. Or here you go, Mark. Here's a lifeline, because that is 3 seconds now. Mark has lost nearly 2 seconds here to Chris, and it's all been behind.
Decided he was getting out straight away.
Yeah.
Carl's decided he wants to fight.
But Mark is in the DRS. Is he going to get the move done? The move is done. It's already done, and Mark is now set free. But the gap is 3.2 seconds, so he just has to keep that gap down and keep, well, basically not have any penalties, because if Mark gets the 3 seconds, that means Mark needs to be within 2 seconds of Chris. Carl now comes in the pits as well. I bet Mark is saying some strong words under his helmet there with Carl, with the amount of time that's cost him. But Demidad's still there. He's still harrying Mark. Kid Dynamite, he's sat back a little bit. Gav, how's your car feeling now? Better?
Beautiful.
You've got some pace back.
Yep, and Carl's just coming out of the pit, so
I was going to say, I think you and Carl are going to be close. Sector 1, and is that Dumbest Hornet? Yeah. So he was having a brilliant race. Did you see what happened there, Morgan, or not?
No, unfortunately, I was paying attention. I didn't realise that Reese had come into the pits and was still in the lead. Oh
wow, he's come into the pits and wow. He's had some unreal pace on those soft tyres, but Chris is only 1.4 behind, and he's probably going to be. Is he going to be faster? Those are still fairly fresh softs, aren't they? So he could be there or thereabouts still. But Mark is still there, but he's broke the second now to Demidad, which is huge for him. He's only 2.9 behind Chris. Mark just needs to keep it within those white lines, and if he does, he's looking good at the minute, especially for the title. So we will see. It's a shame, obviously, that has to be decided on a penalty, but that is, Chris made the mistake, and ultimately that could be what costs him.
That is the way the cookie crumbles.
That is. I couldn't have put it better myself, and now I'm hungry because I'm thinking about cookies.
Cookie.
See, where else would you go and hear cookie talk in a championship decider? Nowhere.
I know we're doing cookies today, not sausages.
Well, that's because there is no sausages.
Nope, there's no sausages here.
No, the clubs don't fly you into Narnia here, sadly.
No.
Well, goodly. I'm going to stop talking because my English is going out the window.
Ooh,
but
it's a bit of a tight squeeze there between Licious and The fishy lion going to turn one.
The fishy lion, ooh.
I need them to just slow down a little bit because I am gaining, but if I hadn't had that front wing, I could have been there.
But you've got Carl right on the back of him as well.
Hard up to catch them because they're in like a three-way fight tier.
Ah, well, that's alright then.
Yeah, I think that could... It looks like it could end in tears. But Mark's dropped back a little bit here. He seems to have lost about 4/10 this lap to Chris Bailey. Bailey's sort of homed in a little bit. He's gained about a 2/10 on Reese Whitcomb this lap. But I think at the minute, Mark is just trying to manage that gap to Chris.
Collision.
Between who?
It was between Carl and Licious.
Oh, they are still together.
Oh, yep, I'm gaining. I can see both of them.
Oh, I bet the Banshee is licking his lips right now.
Oh, yeah.
At the sight of this, but Licious is going to get... Oh, he's gone very, very deep, and he's hit the wall. I think he's going to have wing damage. And now you've got a Banshee prowling on Licious. Is he going to go for the... he's not quite got DRS this time, but he will have it down the pit straight.
Yep.
He will do, and Scott still
there.
There
We go,
30.
there's the traction.
And there is Gav's traction, and Licious comes in the pit, so I think that confirms he does have wing damage.
Yeah.
But Chris Bailey's got 3 seconds. That could be title over. That is massive. That is now 8 seconds worth of penalties. Excuse my maths. But I think that could be it for Chris. He's fought so hard, but that penalty could be what signals the end of this title battle for him. And I think Mark will be just sat there, relieved to say the very least. Wow. Morgan, what are you watching currently?
The Carl versus Simmer battle down for 8th place. It's probably the closest one on track right now.
Oh, we've got the 2 tier 3 teammates going at it. One will be tier 2 next season, one will be elite tier next season because he is the challenger tier champion. But I would expect Carl to be faster at this point in the race. His soft tyres are 2 laps newer, so we will see.
I don't know, we've seen Simba's defence, you know, at the Battle of Austria, so...
Yeah, and he also defended very well at Jeddah on Wednesday, which Gav got to see firsthand, so...
Yes.
I'm not quite sure why Carl hasn't opened his rear wing for...
I think he's going to use it, down the main straight.
I mean...
Is he outside the time?
Yeah, he is. He seems to have dropped back. Is he... I don't know. He looked close through the middle sector, then just seemed to have disappeared.
Yeah, it was about 1.9 as I came through the final corner, and then that gap dropped to like 1.5. Now, I know my traction's good and all that, but...
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I question whether your traction is legal or not, but we will not investigate it currently. But, and unless I get complaints, and then I might have to look into it on a personal level. However, Reese
no one's going to complain about you, James.
No one. Oh well, don't flatter me, Morgan. Not live on stream. I can't blush just yet. But we are heading into the final lap. Reese leads. Chris Bailey is second, but has 8 seconds of penalties, with Mark in P3, and he's got nothing, and the gap is currently 4.1. So, unless... How do I not commentators curse this? Unless Mark has something disastrous, which, of course, no one wants to happen to anyone. But unless Mark has something disastrous happen, I think the title is going to be coming to Mark. We are on the final lap. Kid Dynamite is on P4. It's quite nice, Morgan, to see Bailey, Mark and Kid Dynamite next to each other on track effectively. Like,
yeah, it's good to see how close it is throughout this race between the championship contenders, but
yeah,
it's been a fairly spread out race, to be fair.
It has, and I mean, Chris's race, championship's been over, you could say, since the pit stop because of the 5-second penalty. But the thing is, if I don't know if something's happened to Mark, but he has dropped back.
I think he's probably taking
Kid Dynamite's got past him.
Kid. Yeah.
Oh wow. So I tell you something, Chris only needs to pull 1.4. If Chris pulls 1.4 seconds, then he is the champ. This is actually, oh my goodness, my maths is hurting, my eyes are hurting. Chris is in P2, but Kid is 5.8, so the gap is currently 6.8 heading in around the last sector. So unless Mark loses a second here, Mark is the champion. Chris also, Kid Dynamite also has 3 seconds. But let's go on board with Reese, who is coming across the line, and he is your race winner. Chris Bailey does bring it home on second on the road. Now, is Kid going to be P3? He is. Is Mark going to jump ahead of Chris and win the title? He is. Mark is your elite tier champion for season, what should we call this? Season 6, we'll call it that anyway. But wow, fair play to Mark. He kept it clean, no penalties. Commiserations to Chris, commiserations to Kid. You both drove absolutely phenomenal races. Good sportsmanship from Chris after the first race with what happened to Mark under the safety car and with Kellogg's. But I think all you can say is hats off to Mark, Morgan.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened at the end though. Obviously he dropped so far back, so...
He did. Yeah.
But yeah, great drive between all the contenders for the championship. It's came down to what penalties, to be fair. But by the looks of it, Chris has said in the Discord that he's got some glitch that needs looking at. So could be some controversy coming up.
Could. Oh, I know what glitch it is, because we removed. If it's the glitch entering the pit lane, this could. Oh, the title race may not be decided yet. But we will see very, very soon. Chris, how are you feeling?
I mean, it doesn't change the result, but I got a 5-second penalty glitch on the way into pits. I wasn't even at the line, and it gave me 5 seconds, but nevertheless, Mark still, I didn't have the points to beat him, so I think even if that glitch was to be verified and corrected, I'd still lose by a point, so...
Oh, you finished second on track, so that would be a yes. So even if...
So he would still, even if that glitch does get verified as a glitch, which I'm confident will, he would still win by a point, and to be fair to him, he absolutely smashed it. He had me on the edge, to be fair, so he absolutely deserves that, and fair play to him.
Yeah, no, I think...
We were in comms together in the first, in both parts of the race, and when that collision and safety car happened, we were both agreeing straight away that had to restart. There was no other option than restart for that, because that was just horrible to see. I was shocked.
I mean, from I'm sure a viewer's point of view in a commentary, we wanted to see it go to the end if it could.
Like, we said the same.
I mean, if it was you or Mark or Kid who messed up there, we would have said like, no, it has to finish there. But no, a good sportsmanship from you. Even if it does get revoked, it looks like Mark is the champion. So
yeah, he is. Well deserved.
Yeah, Mark,
he's here.
How are you feeling? Champion of the elite tier.
A little bit speechless, I'm not gonna lie, for that one. Sorry, I was on mobile.
You did a smash.
No, it took a while to join.
Oh, he's gone over there.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
Wow. To be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was one that Reese was just ridiculously fast. Chris, I couldn't keep up, to be perfectly honest. I thought it was such a good... I mean, the first stint on the first race where as soon as Chris got past, I just struggled so much to keep close. Yeah, and then obviously that glitch happened. That was really unfortunate, but like Chris said, and we were in with Carl as well, and fair play, full credit to sportsmanship, where they just said, no, straight away, that needs to be restarted.
Yeah, I think...
I don't think anyone no one would want to win that way. No one would want to win that way. I know Mark would have done the same if it was me in that position. I know he would have done. I know most of the grid probably would have done so.
And I think even on the restart of that race, you guys, you were going to get past me, so I let yous go. It was the right thing to do.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Bailey.
He does it. He even says it on stream.
I did. I actually said. I said on the stream, for Hot Shape, for you, and for Kid, I says let you go.
Oh, I thought I had to put a bit of bravery into the.
Oh, come on!
I call the make Schumacher crash chicane. I thought I had to be a bit brave.
Well, I think no matter what, like, the one thing I found as commentator lovely to see was the fact that the 3 that were fighting for the title finished 2, 3 and 4. on the road. So I mean, I think that's a fitting end to a championship battle, having the three that are fighting for it there together. I mean,
definitely.
I think overall on the day, Mark made no mistakes, you know, didn't get any penalties, drove pretty much a spotless drive. He'd probably go as far as to say one of his best in MRC, I'm sure, under the pressure he was under as well. Chris, obviously, I think you maybe had the pace today a little bit over Mark, but overall you've sadly been cost by the 3-second penalty, and either way you'd have finished second on the grid, which just doesn't quite mathematically work out for you. But I mean, and commiserations also to Dean. I thought he again drove.
He was rapid. His pace.
He was. Well, we were saying, oh, there's a bit of a cushion, should be okay. And then I looked and it was like that they had about 4.7. I thought, yeah, there's 2 laps to go, that's okay. And then suddenly it was 1.7. I was like, okay, where's it come from?
Yeah.
He was lightning. Absolutely lightning. I mean, to be fair as well, Demidad, full credit as well. He was very, very quick. For the race as well. So full credit to a good race as well.
Good credit as well to, was it Julian Sheen? I think he took the early start on the first part of the race. He took the early lead, and you know what? Fair play to him. He managed the race start there very well, and he pulled away while we were fighting. I think it was Energy Dam we were fighting with. He was also very clean. Fairness to him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw. There was me and Mark and Julian Sheen all into the final corner. I think it was lap 3 or 4 of the first race.
That was incredible. I thought Mark was going to go. Mark looked millimeters away from running into the back of him there. But
crazy.
But I mean, I think we've seen a fitting climax to this championship. We've seen Mark come out on top. As I said, commiserations Chris, commiserations Dean. Congratulations to you, Mark. You are now a champion in MRC.
Thank you very much.
I bet that's lovely to hear, and I mean, I'm sure you'll be back next season to defend your crown.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, well, I have to. I mean, Dynamite kept us honest all the way through, and you know, I don't think he was there for the full season as well. But if he was, I think the pace he's shown tonight as well, and he was just ridiculously fast. It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
so I think I have to defend it, but you know, and that's another thing as well for all the MRC drivers who do take part regularly. It's a good fun race, and it's a good way. It's so mixed up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm over the moon that even if I didn't win, if Chris took the title or Kid did, that for me to hold a candle as a tier 2 driver to those really fast tier 1 guys, I was over the moon with that, to be perfectly honest. But to come away with that, I'm over the moon, honestly.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. You in my opinion are more than capable of stepping up to tier 1, and if it wasn't for obviously, you know, a few things, I'm sure you would be definitely in the mix in tier 1. If it wasn't for factoring obviously tier 2 fights at the moment, I think you deserve that, mate.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Is there? Go on.
Do you know the other thing? And I think over the last 2 races and throughout the whole season, it's proven that, do you know what? When you look at it, whether you're a tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, or a reserve for any of the leagues, it's a nice field and everyone can race each other. We've seen 3 race 2, 2 race 1, 4 race 2. Do you know what? There we go. It just shows you.
And I mean, I've had an absolute ball of a time making my debut on comms this entire season. It's been wonderful to watch you guys go at it on a consistent basis. I mean, it started in Mexico, you two. It was you two for the win again.
Yeah.
So
I think we were first and second. I think the Mexico won. I think you were second.
Yeah, I think we were.
Yeah,
I think
it was.
It was the case.
But
so, we started this together. We finished it together. It was nice.
Yeah. And I think that's the way it should have ended. But guys, go on, Gav.
Sorry, can I just go with quote of MRC-X, the infamous commentary line,
Will Buxton,
which is, and he's right up his chum.
I didn't say that today.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
I did not say that today. I held myself back from saying it.
But that is quote of the season for you, Connor. Quote of the season.
I think that's a good debut for comms having quote of the season, so I'll take that.
Exactly.
But I think thank you to Scott for putting on MRC-X, because none of this would have been possible without him. Mark would not be sat here a champion today in MRC-X without Scott, to be honest. So thank you to Scott for doing that.
Enjoyed it. And thank you, Connor, for doing everything you've done. I've said it to you privately, but yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Cheers, Scott, for sorting this out, mate.
Didn't expect all these races to be streamed, if I'm honest. I didn't know that's how this would take off, and for you to do what you've done is phenomenal. So thank you very much.
I mean, I started nervous wreck, and now I'm slowly but surely getting there. So
now you're
MRC-X comms team now. With,
and I couldn't.
Codge and Stodge.
It wouldn't be the same for me without Stodge. He's been my partner in crime since day one. So thank you for that, and thank you for stepping in for the one race you did as well. So appreciate that. But yeah, from everyone, enjoy. That is it now for season 6. We will see you all in season 7. So have your nice week's break, and Mark, don't be on the champagne too much celebrating your championship victory, because you've got a tier 2 title to come back for.
I've got to get I've got a wedding tomorrow, so I can have to start up to that, I think.
Oh wow.
Open the bottle of rum.
No, but thank you everyone for tuning in, all the views this season, all the drivers this season, and obviously our great stewards and commentators teams for everything you've done. But see you all next season, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. See ya.